guys, so today's video is kind of weird. This is going to be a story time, I guess you could call it, about why I failed my driving test. So, I told myself going into the driving test that if I failed, I would make a video. Just so I would have something positive come out of me failing. I wanted to make this video just to explain why I failed so I could look back on it so you guys could know. Maybe this will help you to not fail so that you don't make the same mistake I did. So yeah, as you can see, my face is very red. I've been crying for the past 3 hours, hysterically, because I'm just so upset because I was so confident I was gonna pass. So I'm gonna tell you guys why I failed and my whole experience and everything, and just give you guys tips, I guess. So basically, I turned 16 on January 26th. And by the time you're watching this, this is going to be probably a couple weeks later or even a month or whatever, because I'm not going to post this till after I get my driver's license. My birthday was January 26th, and it was also the week of finals, and I did well on most of my finals, except I had this one borderline grade, and that was the class I didn't do very well in my final, which is kind of ironic and really annoying. So I ended up losing my straight A's because of that borderline grade, and I was really upset. And so this was on my birthday. And when I saw that grade, I was crying. I was obviously so sad because I had worked hard the entire semester, and then I lost it. So I was really devastated, but then I was thinking you know what, you have your driving test on Friday, it's all gonna be good, you're gonna pass, you're gonna get your license, everything's gonna be good. So that was what was keeping me going, literally the entire week. So then Friday comes along, it's today, I'm filming this today so you guys can see how I look, and so I have, everything's fresh in my mind. So I go to the DMV, and it was really fast. I came 30 to 40 minutes early, and they let me go straight away to get into the line of cars waiting for the test. And we sat there for 30 or 40 minutes. It wasn't that bad though. Me and my mom were just talking. And then before I knew it, I was up at the front, and the guy came out from the person he had just tested, and he came to my window, and he was really unfriendly. I got a really cold vibe from him. He was he didn't say hello or anything. He just was give me your papers. Gave him my papers. He's sign here. Then he's goes to the back and is inspecting the car. And then my mom got out to go wait for me, and by that point I was oh my gosh, this is it. And then he told me to identify everything, and that all went fine. And then he got in the car, and then he told me okay, right after the person in front of you goes, it's your turn. And I was kind of surprised because the people in front of me, all the people in front of me, ended up waiting at the stop sign to go for their test for a long time because there were only so many instructors. But I was able to go right away, so I was oh my gosh, this is it. I was pretty calm because I was confident in myself. My instructor from driving school told me I was a good driver, and he thought I would definitely pass. And so I started going, and at the DMV I went to, it was down a hill. You stop at a stop sign, and then you turn really fast. It's a sharp turn, and then there's another stop sign, and it's on the hill. The DMV is on the hill. And my friend, one of my best friends who got her license the week before, passed, and she told me once you get out of the DMV, everything is fine. And so I was just focusing on getting out of the DMV. So I'm waiting at that stop sign, and then there's a car approaching. I've already waited 3 seconds, and then there's a car coming from the top of the hill coming down, signaling to turn into the DMV. And I'm thinking I should probably wait till this person actually turns into the DMV so I know that they won't cut in front of me and go straight. And I was my nerves were, I was so nervous by that point. I didn't really know what to do, and that got in the way of my ability to think straight. And so I was I've been waiting here a long time. This car isn't even gonna come close enough to hit me, even if they were gonna go straight, because they were so far up the hill. So I went ahead and went. And then he tells me to go straight instead of go left where the course goes. And I was well, there's no way I could have failed. I didn't go off the curb or anything. Nothing happened. And so I was maybe he's just taking me on a different course. And then we ended up getting back to the DMV, and I was oh my gosh, I failed. And so we were coming up, and then we parked in one of the slots, and he was really rude. He was well, look how much space you have on this side, and look how much space there is on this side. And keep in mind, this is a pretty tight spot. There were 2 cars really close. Both of them were really close to the lines that I was trying to park into, and it was a really hard slot. And he was so back out again and straighten it up and all this stuff. And so I did that, and then he's well, unfortunately you failed today, blah blah blah. And then he was saying you should have waited to make sure. And I was okay, that's valid, I understand that was a stupid mistake, but like out of all the things I would have thought were automatic fails, I would not have thought that would be one of them. If you guys have a driving test coming up, don't trust turn signals. Make sure you wait till it's safe to like make a turn or whatever. And I understand like that's totally a valid reason. He was just really unpleasant, and like he didn't say like I'm sorry or anything at the end, or like here's how you can reschedule, like nothing like that. He just said like, I guess it was just like a bit of bad luck, because if that car wasn't coming at that exact time, you might have like gotten through and stuff. And then he just got out of the car and left. Yeah, but it was like so sad too, because the girl in front of me, that was in front of me for the drive test, I saw that she had come back at the same time I had, and I was like, well, there's no way she could have finished the course, like she must have been failed like me. And yeah, she was crying too, and I was like, oh my gosh, like she also looks really young, like she looked about my age, but I overheard her saying she was over 18. Then I found out that that test was her 3rd try, so like I think I don't know if she has to get a permit though because she's over 18, but she failed her 3rd time, so I don't know how that works, but I was like trying to like tell myself like it could be worse. Hopefully I will not fail my 2nd try. I think I'm gonna go to a different DMV, because first of all, the DMV I took it at is like booked full for like a few months, and I really don't want to wait a few months. And also because I feel like I have a bad association with that DMV now. I just really wish the DMV would have nicer like test examiners, because the people working inside the DMV are so sweet and nice, and then the like examiners, they're all men, at least the one I went to, and they all look like they're having like the worst day ever. Like all of them. Some of them were better than others, but this guy was just so unpleasant, and I could just feel it from like the time I got there. But I'm not going to upload this video until I do get my driver's license, so that I can laugh about it later, I guess, you know what I mean? And so like everything will be good now by the time this video is posted, and you'll know that I have my driver's license. So if I could give you guys any advice if you have a driving test, is plan for success but expect failure. It's kind of contradictory, but you have to like plan to be successful, but you can't be surprised if something goes wrong. Second, don't tell a bunch of people about your test, because then if you fail, you have to tell them you failed. And it's just better to wait, so don't tell a lot of people about your test. And then third thing is, don't make plans like to go driving or like to go meet your friends somewhere with your new license until after you pass, because then you can make plans, then you can go and celebrate, whereas I made plans before and now I had to cancel them because obviously I'm not really like in the best like state of mind to go out and celebrate the dinner that was supposed to be celebrating me getting my license. So make plans after. And remember, it's okay to be nervous, because this is like a huge milestone in life. Like this is like freedom. It's like a rite of passage for teens. Hopefully this was of interest to you guys, and hopefully it'll be something funny for me to look back on when I do eventually have my license. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and wish me luck on my next driving test, and I will see you guys later. Bye!